Hello, once again, sports fans. I'm Dana Augusta, the host of the Historically Speaking Sports Podcast, the podcast that gives you the best of sports from back in the day. And we want to talk about on this date in history on November the 25th. And there's three major things that happened on this date in sports history. So check this out. First one, 1976, Thanksgiving Day, of course, in Detroit. On that particular day in 1976, O.J. Simpson rushes for a then NFL record 273 yards and a 27-14 loss to the Detroit Lions as he was a member, of course, of the Buffalo Bills on that Thanksgiving Day in 1976. 273 yards that, of course, would be broken a couple years later by the comparable Walter Payton by just 2 yards. Also taking place in this date in sports history in 1980, the famous No Mas fight between Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran. And if you want to hear more about that in detail, check out one of our later podcasts earlier from this year talking about the Four Kings era in boxing, where we go into this fight into great detail. Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard in the Superdome in New Orleans. In the middle of the eighth round, Roberto Duran said basically no mas, no more, as he relinquishes the fight and the title to a very young Sugar Ray Leonard. And also taking place on this date in 1948, Lou Boudreau, the player manager for the Cleveland Indians, on the heels of their most recent World Series championship in 1948, Lou Boudreau is named the American League Most Valuable Player, batting .355 on the season with 18 home runs and 106 RBIs. He did all of this while managing the Cleveland Indians as well and managing them to a sweep of the Boston Braves in the 1948 World Series. So big year for Boudreau, but also a big day in sports here on November 25th. And those are some of the events that happened on this date in sports history. I'm Dana Augusta. Please check out our latest episode of the Historically Speaking Sports Podcast, where we're talking about the history of the Bayou Classic, which incidentally takes place this upcoming Saturday. So please, not only check out the game, but also check out our podcast about the history of the Bayou Classic with author Tom Aiello. So check us out. And this has been your Today in Sports History here on the Historically Speaking Sports Podcast, the podcast that gives you the best of sports from back in the day.